All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is round 5 of Swiss action here at the Star Wars Limited Regional Qualifier in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're about to be bringing you a match from, well, a couple of PQ winners here, ladies and gentlemen. Why don't we introduce them? Let's start off here. Player 1 on the left-hand side of your screen. Wow, that is too slow. There we go. That is Kevin from Lawrence, Kansas. He's going to be playing Han 2 Data Vault. Han, worth the risk. Red Han out of set 2. On the right-hand side of your screen, you might be familiar with, this is Ophir, better known as Woo over on YouTube, part of the KTOD group. He is on Qi'ra Data Vault today. So that is going to be the matchup we're about to show you guys here on the stream.
Yes.
I am so taken just by all the shinies. I look at this and the first thing I see is the 2 showcases, and then I see the Sabak card sleeve backs.
I love those sleeves. I love those sleeves that Kevin's got. When I was in Denver, somebody told me what that logo was from. It's one of the local teams, and I've forgotten what it is, and I apologize for whoever it is, but it is 100% a thing.
Yep, and we're going straight into
now,
whether or not they. Doesn't look like either of them want to mulligan.
They both have already mulliganed. So we are. While we were doing all of our intro crap, they went ahead and mulliganed, and that's kosher. I'd rather them save the time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Now Kevin was funny when Go ahead.
No, go on.
I would say Kevin was funny right when I walked over there. I was thanking them for playing on stream and getting all their info and everything. And he says,
Yep.
He says, yeah, this is going to be rough for me. I said, why? He points at Ophir and he goes, because this is the man who's been coaching me. He coached me to my first PQ win.
I know all your secrets. And we've started off with
right?
Sabine and a Sentinel, as you would do, although Sabine's potentially going to take that out if it does get shielded, so it's unlikely that Qi'ra would bother to do that at this point.
This will be the first time that I think we've had blue. I don't think we've had Vigilance on stream today at all until this round.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot of Qi'ra in the field,
naturally,
right? She's the number 2 played leader in the field today. We just simply have not had a Qi'ra deck on stream until this moment.
Qi'ra can kill her own super laser technician quite happily with her own ability.
Very easily.
You've got to imagine Qi'ra being the late game play over Han, but given the fact he's playing Han 2, he's almost certainly loaded up with crates and goodness knows what else in order to be able to play early, so this could very well be the battle of the late game beasts.
All right, a little bit of ground trading as Ophir moves out into the resource lead with that super laser tech going to his resource row. 3 damage to base coming in from Kevin. And Ophir on the button, but it's Kevin's action here. Going to cheapen out. Going to cheapen out a Poe. I love it.
Always a threat. What's the Ophir going to do to answer that? He's got 5 resources.
It's a big ground threat
on the
for
board.
Qi'ra.
He can flip Qi'ra, which he does straight away. Has he got an OB in his hand? Almost certainly, but he's still playing a 60-card deck, so it's not a given.
It is not a given, but an OB would be a big hit here. It would be 6 damage, would clean Kevin's board up completely. And he does have it.
Yeah, there we go.
And then I'll hit you for 6.
That takes that board clear, and then a bunch of damage to... Oh, gosh.
Yep, 6 to base.
Straight away.
I remember
on Woo's board.
I was having this conversation with... it is Woo, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is. I was having this conversation with some guys last night at the KTOD Hangout. They were from Edmonton, Canada. And we were talking through, the joys of playing against Qi'ra. And I said all the time I spent playing Kylo taught me that you pretty much had to have an answer for Qi'ra when she hit the board, or she's just an irritating problem.
Absolutely. All the way. Which goes back to what I was mentioning earlier about aggression being very tasty these days.
Fell the dragon right away to get rid of Reikian.
Can't have that hanging around, especially when you've got the chance of ambushing in. Obviously, in this one he didn't with Timely, but that becomes a very tasty Sentinel when you do. Han deploys to the board.
He's going to swing in, I'm sure. He can't smack Qi'ra around. Oh, he is. He's going to make her a 7-1?
Ouch.
That feels
got
like
to have an answer to do the last point of damage.
Yeah, but he doesn't. He doesn't.
Not in this turn.
That feels like a huge risk. That's a gift to Ophir, it feels like.
Especially when he's already taken the initiative and is going to swing for 7 straight. Sorry, no, 7 straight away, yeah.
Maybe I'm crazy, but that just feels like a weird play. I'm not sure why he did that.
Fear is the only thing I can think of, unless he's got a plan. Maybe he's got a daring raid in his
Yeah,
hand.
I mean, 7 to
Han
base.
2 Data Vault doesn't play a lot of events.
7 to base is 100% what I would do right there, and that's exactly what Ophir does.
Straight away.
7 to 1. I mean,
Yeah.
7-1. You know he's going to have to get rid of her this round.
Take that straight away. 3 into base from Hahn.
Well behind here, unfortunately, is in the early going of game 1 is Kevin. Maul's going to clean up
pressure.
Oh, Maul's going to clean up Hahn.
This is going to be exceptionally hard to pull back from.
Yeah.
At this point.
How much overwhelm? He had 4 damage on him.
Yeah.
So
that's 5 overwhelm.
5 overwhelm.
We got what? 6 resources open.
Get the hammerhead. Going to clean up Maul.
Shoots Maul for a bunch of damage.
Nope, wrong card.
Oh, that was. Oh, yeah, there we go.
No, that was incorrect. That was me pressing the wrong button. They're next to each other, and I hit the wrong button.
There, looks the same. It's a spaceship on a blue background.
It's
red.
spaceship on a blue background. This is the correct card. There we go. And 7 more to base from Qi'ra. This game is going to go. This game is bad.
I've seen that rebellious hammerhead more today than I have in the past 6 months.
It is
possibly even 12 months.
Such a good card in Han, and people have figured that out.
Oh yeah.
Kevin really surprised me with attacking into Qi'ra without having any way to get rid of her, and it's cost him 14 damage on his base.
And she's still on board as well.
She's still on the board. This is insane.
That's going to be game. It's got to be.
I mean, I don't know. What are we doing here? Okay, reinforcement walker.
I'll draw.
He's going to draw it. Doesn't need the heal right now.
No, it really doesn't. Not with that amount of damage differential between the 2 bases.
Kevin's going to scoop it up. I think he knows that's over. Yep.
Yeah, seems fair.
All right, game 1 going to Ophir here. That was super quick. We're not even 10 minutes into the official timer, much less my little one that's running a few minutes behind.
Yeah.
So what answers can you have in Han 2 Data Vault to try and answer the Qi'ra flip immediately? I mean, the obvious one's got to be an open fire. We see 2 of those being pulled out of the sideboard straight away for inclusion. Yeah.
I mean, that's certainly a good way to go. During sideboarding, what I like to do, I realize I should have mentioned this earlier because this is what I was doing with Victor. I've got little ads for the stream that I run in between game 1 and 2 to make sure I get them off. So we're going to do that. And guys, we'll be back in, let's see, which ad am I running? Yep, I'll be back in about 2 minutes or so, guys.
Welcome in, everyone. Thanks for being here. One of the most common questions I get is, how can I support what you're doing with live event coverage of Star Wars Unlimited? Luckily, there are lots of ways, and not all of them actually cost anything. For starters, if you're tuned in on YouTube, throw the live stream a like and subscribe to the channel. A couple of simple clicks, and you'll have helped YouTube's algorithm put more of my Star Wars Unlimited content in front of people who might be interested. If you're tuned in on Twitch, simply throw me a follow. Both of these things won't cost you a cent and actually help a lot more than you think. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you might be able to support me on Twitch with only a few clicks. Once you've linked your Amazon account to Twitch, check the QR code on the screen for help doing that. You can use your Prime subscription to me on Twitch. It's already included in your Amazon Prime membership and costs you nothing additional out of pocket. Similarly, over on YouTube, you can use the Super Chat functionality. Just click the little dollar bill looking icon on the bottom right corner of the screen below the chat window. This is sort of like a tip, right? You can choose a dollar amount on a little scrolling bar and it highlights your chat message simultaneously. If you're interested in helping ensure these kinds of high-quality Star Wars Unlimited tournament streams continue well into the future, I would also ask you to check out my Patreon over at patreon.com/craptor. QR code on the screen will take you there. I have 4 tiers of support that each come with various benefits, up to and including the embroidered polo shirts you see the team and I wearing on the stream when we cover events. For the cost of only a single booster pack per month, you can support these kinds of productions and get some really fun perks along the way. Whether you choose to pitch in and help keep us on the air or not, thanks for being here. We love Star Wars Unlimited, we love the community, and we look forward to showcasing more of both in the future.
And you guys put out some great stuff. Here we go. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys sitting through my little ad rolls. Let's see here. Let's go back to the game because we are almost done with the sideboarding. Yep, they are shuffling and cutting.
You're going to think about what they might have sideboarded in to take care of their opponent's game plan and what they've seen. Qi'ra is going to be putting in extra removal, I'd have thought, more than anything else, considering the Han 2 is going to go unit heavy, or does go unit heavy by its very nature.
Yeah, I'll say by just the nature of it, the deck just starts unit heavy. I have to wonder, the trick with Han 2, in my opinion, is it's a question when you're sitting across from one. The question you have to ask yourself is, how high did they go? In the sense of, there's so many good top-end units in green and red. Where do they stop? Is he playing Crate Dragons? You probably assume that he is, but is he? Right?
And we know that Qi'ra likes to ramp a lot, so there's a good chance we see a Chamsin Dulla probably in the Han deck. And the 5/4 on the ground is always a good stat line regardless.
Mm-hmm. There's a part of me that thinks you might even consider playing Cham in your main deck as a Han 2, right? Again, it's just that good a card.
Enough players and enough decks do ramp that it will be useful regardless as well of that. You're absolutely right.
All right, Kevin ready.
Wu's trying to decide what to resource.
Yeah, he's got and his opening hand is pretty good. I can't quite make out if he's got a good turn 1 play there. Doesn't look like it, but
it's definitely,
he doesn't necessarily need
sure
one in that deck.
I can see a power in there.
That's my point. Is he almost doesn't need one in that deck. He can just claim and move on, which looks like what's going to happen here.
Exactly what he's done. At least I assume he's claimed.
Yeah, I have to believe that. They haven't moved the token, but
yep, there's an OB in his hand. I can see that.
Yes, he is, and he's gonna take the early damage and just go straight for a resupply. Okay.
Fair enough. He wants to see what getting Qi'ra out and OBing quickly can do, just like it did last game, doubling down on it. Neither deck's playing a massive amount of space. Blue leader's in here mainly for its ground interaction, but it helps as well.
There it was.
Yes. Straight away.
Yep, not messing around. That's one of the single best ways to just fire her off the deep end as soon as she shows up. That devastating
Gunship to clear out the battlefield, Marine.
Such a great card in Qi'ra.
Oh yeah. Especially when you've got a little bit of damage lingering around here and there from what they've done.
Already game 2 off to a better start here for Kevin.
Yeah, 5 resources on Kevin. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Kevin's going to 5, and Wu's a little farther ahead. He's on 6.
I'm at 6.
Right. 6 resources on that sort of turn. You're not looking at a Maul or Vader just yet there on 7. Your 6 resources is always a little bit empty.
Yeah. We know he's still sitting on the OB, so that might be a thing. He doesn't have anything to play it off of, although if he gets desperate, he could.
OBing on the gunship with the grit resort it's just died, so I guess that's irrelevant.
What did he play? That's
that
a
was
salvage. Salvage?
So he ambushed in a ship, probably ambushed in the...
he ambushed in the
blue leader.
Okay, the blue leader to get rid of it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I wish they'd actually pull the cards out, but I understand. Now that I can see the card, I understand it.
Yep.
He flipped
There's
Han, who immediately got power to the dark side.
Yeah.
These guys are
There's
playing.
a Poe in hand, there's a Chamsin Dulla in hand on Kevin's side.
He does have the Chams in there.
As well as what looks like another salvage.
Just in case you guys missed the sequence of events there, it looked like this into that.
One more than me. Yep, you ramp.
Okay, so.
Oh, yeah.
Cham coming in.
Cham giving Kevin some free resources.
Actually, I think I've got initiative in the wrong place, don't I? No, I don't.
Gets walked straight over by Maul. Takes a good 5 damage in return, though. Only 1 health left on the Maul. Red 5 comes out. Keep control and pings. That will kill the Maul next turn. Although the Maul will probably get to swing first.
Yeah, Wu's on the button, so feels like that's going to be a
beautiful
thing.
card.
Which one? The red 5?
The red 5 and the dual card art it does with Victor Leader as well.
Yeah, those are so gorgeous.
Such a sucker for the shiny cards.
6, 7, and then red 3 goes 3
damage
to base.
on attack to kill them all.
And kills them all.
Ambush.
The Architans becomes... Wow, there we go. I love that card. It just does not get a lot of play.
The resource row. It saw absolutely nothing until JTL came out, and now suddenly you see it all over the place.
I've never seen it in Qi'ra before. I'm used to seeing it in Piet, but I love seeing it in Qi'ra. And then he just gets immediately fell the dragon. Han, it's
Seems
interesting.
reasonable.
Talking to people last night, they were talking about Han having to play Fell the Dragon, and I did not understand the. I was like, "Are you serious?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, you totally have to." And now it feels like every Han 2 deck here today, like the overwhelming majority of them are running it.
I'll draw it.
I guess it gives them the surety they need. They otherwise lack. You've got no solid removal whatsoever outside of that in green and red,
Another
unless
jam.
you start wanting to run capture cards, and even then, only temporary half measures.
Pike and another Fell.
Cham versus a Pike Sentinel. Pike Sentinel will kill Cham the moment he goes into it.
We're trading body blows, but nobody's really pushing damage through right now. Everybody's just fighting over the ground arena.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time, though, until we start seeing some really big spaceships on the Qi'ra side.
Yes, I just miscounted first time.
I mean, we know that he's going to have Avengers in there. Like, they have to be there. I don't know why you would bother without a top end. I mean, I guess the other question is he playing Annihilators? Like, Annihilators or Devastators? The top end of green-blue villain is so impactful and so huge, there's almost no limit to what it could be.
I'm not gonna
Tactically, I'd imagine the Relentless is probably your best first play, because then that starts, well, he's used 2 Fell the Dragons already.
Certainly would be a good
he's
call.
Not gonna have that many events left.
All these units just murdering each other. It's up to
straight
Kevin
trade
now.
there.
We're going to smuggle something. Has he got a Cassian down there? He was checking.
Or timely.
He's checking to see what he
could
had
time-
hidden.
Got nothing to ambush if he does time me something in.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of resources.
He's going to play the attack pod.
Less than 15 damage on base. It doesn't come in ready.
Avengers
Avenger
gonna-
kills
there's-
it
there's Avenger.
straight away. 5 open resources on Kevin's side. So you could play a 6-drop unit. You could play as Poe.
Yeah, but then Wu just claims in next round, just like, oh yay, I swing in and Poe dies. Like,
Kills it straight away with the Avenger. Yeah, useless
like,
play.
Yeah, it feels like you've got to be able to put more than one thing on the board to get them to stick. This is where something like
Shielding the
like
Avenger.
Home 1 or whatever, being able to bring a unit along with it as a friend can be a real big help. He's going to sacrifice the EBD.
Makes sense. If he did have that second salvage in hand, then he could potentially bring something else back out. But Avenger being shielded is protection against anything. That
There's
could really hit
the
it.
Poe. So he had to sacrifice the EBD just to get the Poe to stick.
Yep.
I'll drop.
Walker to draw cards because Wu doesn't need the healing. In
Doesn't
any
need
way,
the health
shape, or
right
form.
now. Really doesn't. Initiative change there.
20 damage versus 9.
Oh my goodness gracious! These late game power of the dark sides are just brutally good.
You can see it on Kevin's face right now,
Yeah.
can't you? He knows.
He's just like
how this is going.
every single thing that I play, he's sitting on the counter for. It's just it's like getting kicked in the nuts repeatedly and over and often.
You're looking down an Avenger and a Reinforcement Walker. You got nothing on board and 13 health.
Yeah, like
The writing's on the wall.
yeah, I think so. But when you watch Wu play this deck, like it becomes very clear why players are on Qi'ra, right? Because she tends to have so many answers for the things that she needs to have answers for, right? She's just so good at it.
Yep. It took me a while to figure it out initially and then understand how she was being chosen to face against Boba back in the day.
Oh, Reichian comes out and immediately gets power of the dark side. It just absolutely utter devastation here.
That's it.
Brutal.
You think you've got some hope left? Nah, mate. I'll take that hope.
No, we're just gonna take your hope and grind it under our boot heel. Goodness gracious! Chat says who's playing with his food. I mean, yikes! That was rough. I feel bad for Kevin. I kind of do, man. I mean, I'm not convinced. There's a whole lot you can do in that matchup. You almost start to wonder. Go ahead.
All 3 home ones are...
No, it's always going to be tricky. You're absolutely right. Kira's designed to control against these kind of decks, but in order to do so, you need to know the meta inside out. And if anyone knows that, Wu knows that.
You almost get the sense that some of these guys, like the KTOD guys that are here playing Qi'ra, and there's more than one of them. One of the reasons they're on this deck is because they're looking at, again, the Qi'ras in the field, the whether it's the Qi'ra, I'm sorry, the Sabine, the Han, the kinds of things that they know they're going to run into, and they know that this deck is capable of handling those.
Yep.